Hello, what's up? What's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Green Bay Packers franchise. It's week number 10. We got to recap week number 9. The Saints, they will end up losing to the Buccaneers. Saints are 4-4. The Buccaneers get their first win of the season. Mike Allstar, 2 receptions, 83 yards plus a touchdown. The Seahawks, they shut down those Houston Texans. They get the win 16-0. The Seahawks are back at 500. I'm trying to figure out when are we going to get a highlight about us doing good. It seems like every single highlight is about our opponent doing something, although they get spanked. Because we beat the Giants 33-14. We move on to 6-2. The Giants fall to 2-6. I just want some love. Chris Berman just wants some love. The Ravens beat the Cleveland Browns 24-23. The Dolphins over the Bears. The Dolphins move on to 4-4 in a 21-17 victory. The Jets beat the Detroit Lions. The Lions fall to 4-4. Let's travel to the desert. It's the Cardinals. It's the Colts. And it is going to be Peyton Manning finding in the end zone his tight end for a touchdown, and the Colts would win 30-24. The Colts are 7-2. The Titans, they keep on winning. Amon Green, 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. 41-17 is the final there. The Bengals over the Panthers, who we play in this episode. The Bengals, they move on to 5-4. Then you got the Patriots spanking the Buffalo Bills 24 to not a darn thing. Let's travel to Big D. It's the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Minnesota Vikings. It's Dante Culpepper. It's Randy Moss. Randy Moss, I think he loves playing here. This might be like a home away from home. Catches the slant route, then turns on the afterburners and takes it to the crib. And Minnesota would need that because they will beat the Cowboys just by 7. 14-7 is the final there. Minnesota is now 4-4. Falcons, 20. Steelers 10. Both teams are sitting at 5-3. The Rams, they lose to the Jaguars. Jaguars are 7-2. Rams are 4-4. In the battle of the indigenous people, you got the Chiefs over the Skins, and it'll be a primetime hero. It will be Priest Holmes with 242 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Woodson for the Dolphins, Lewis of the Rams, and McNair of the Titans are your prime-time players for week number 9. We are 6-2 and on top of the NFC North. We're going to be taking on the Panthers, who are right now 3rd in the South. Niners on top of the West, Eagles on top of the NFC East. When it comes to the AFC, Steelers and Bengals are on top of the North. Jaguars and Colts are on top of the South. The South and the AFC is a very tough division with the Titans at 6-3. Then you got the Chiefs on top of the West and the Patriots on top of the East. We should have Darren Sharper. He is probable today. That means he will probably play. Rucker and Magnum, they are not going to play. They got some more rehab to do. It's halftime already. What is going on? This game was crazy. We had 135 yards to end the first half of play. And the Panthers, they had 61. They did get a safety on us. Last week, we got a safety on the Giants. Bullock, he would tackle Tiki Barber in the backfield for a safety. This game, a little bit wacky to say the least. We drove down the field and we were able to punch it in to take a 7-0 lead. They would get the ball and they would do a little something, but there would be nothing to write home to mama about. This is where the safety comes into play. They got some pressure, and it's big Chris Jenkins gets to the quarterback, Willie Neal, and that's going to put 2 points on the board for the Carolina Panthers. But then we would hit a home run. 2 rookies coming through when we need them to. Willie Neal going to find Bert Stone, races all the way down to the 20. We will knock home a field goal, and that's where the game is standing. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this will be clear in a moment or two, okay? Jenkins got that sack, also got that TFL for the safety. He is Boomer's halftime hero. Let's go to the post game and see what happened. It will be a 10-5 game. We will put up just 59 yards of total offense in that second half. We limited to the Carolina Panthers just 112 total offense. We even put in Tim Couch at one time. He was 0 for 1 with a pick. Okay, it was just ugly. It was just the weirdest game imaginable. But the Panthers, they did put up a fight. They were marched down the field. They would eventually knock home a field goal. As you can see that the final score is 10-5. We did not a darn thing in the second half but throw picks. There goes Willie Neal throwing the pick. Like I mentioned, I would take him out, put in Tim Couch. He would throw a pick. There goes Jake Delhomme getting them close. But they would miss a field goal there, which kept it 10-5, and there goes a pick by Tim Couch. His only pass of the game wasn't a very good one, but again, the Carolina Panthers, they wouldn't really do anything with the football. So we put Willie Neal back in the ball game, and he will finally connect the pass. He was like 3 of 19 for 108 yards. It was just crazy. We had a defensive player for the halftime hero, and then Boomer's primetime player for the whole game is Nick Barnett of the Green Bay Packers. Now, I showed you this because I try to be transparent. You know, I was, I guess you could say, back when YouTube was in its infancy, that I was one of the few guys that would always post losses. I really didn't care. I wanted to show you the whole story. So this game, although we get the W, is not necessarily going to count because when I got out of the game, we were stuck at the loading screen. It was just loading, and it was just loading, and it was just loading and then loading some more. So eventually, we're going to have to go back to the home screen, and that's exactly what we do. So we're going to have to replay this game. I could have simulated it until we got the same result, but this here is a gameplay channel, so we play the game, right? You play the game. So let's head back to Carolina. And I was hoping that this game would save, and it did. So this is the game. The other game ain't the game, but I tried to just show you everything that I recorded for your viewing pleasure. Baja Bilamila, we need you to get after Jake Delhomme, the homie. And then Jenkins, don't get a safety today. Not in this game, all right? The Carolina Panthers will get the football first. This is, I want to say this is Monday Night Football. This is the last game of the week number 10. So here we go. McIntyre going to take a knee. The Carolina Panthers will start from their own 20. That pass broken up by Sharpers. Nice to have him back in our secondary. One of the best strong safeties, the best strong safety overall-wise in the franchise. That pass is caught, and that's a big-time game there that will give them a first down. So already, this game is shaping up to be different than the one that you saw the highlights from because Jake Delhomme did not complete a pass till close to the second quarter of play. They're going to run the ball here with Foster. Nice tackle there by Keith Bullock. It's still a gain of 4 for the UCLA Bruins. But now it's 2nd down and 6, and that pass nearly intercepted by Carroll. It bounces off of his hands, and it falls incomplete. So 3rd down and 6, looking downfield is Delhomme. Fires into a crowd in Roman. He steps in front of it. Big time play there. And, yo, he has actually played pretty well. I thought there was going to be a big drop-off between him and Sehorn, and in some ways there is. But he has not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 interceptions this season. So Roman has stepped up in replacing Jason Sehorn, our starting free safety from last year. We run the ball with Ricky Williams. He's able to pick up 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. Give to him again, and Witherspoon knocks the ball loose. And the Panthers are there for the recovery. So they get the forced fumble, and Ricky Williams can't believe it. Neither can I. The first mistake is by us here in the first quarter. Deshaun Foster breaking tackles. Deshaun Foster finally gets wrestled to the ground. And that's going to be a gain of 7 right there. 2nd down and 3. They're going to run the ball here. And there goes Foster, who makes another tackle. And he will pick up a first down. So the Panthers are outdoing us this first quarter of play. It looked like we got some penetration, but we're able to make the play in the backfield, and there goes Foster around the outside. Nice blocking, nice running. First down Panthers. Delhomme drops back, steps up, fires it. That pass going to be hauled in, and it's going to be caught by Foster for a first down. So you already played this game, and you think you have the script, you think you have the answers to the test, but no. They flipped the script, and Delhomme is out there throwing nothing but heat-seeking missiles that continue to hit their target. So now it's 1st down and 10. Delhomme steps up. Delhomme tucks it and runs it. He's going to slide down inside the 5. And the Panthers are 3 yards away from crossing the goal line. They get the ball to Foster here. Great tackle by Chapman. He's going to keep Foster out of the end zone. They run the ball. Foster here runs into his own man. able to break a tackle at the goal line. Touchdown, Carolina. And just like that, the Panthers have an early 6-0 lead. The PAT will be up and good, and now it's 7-0. McKenzie from his own goal line. One of these days, I'm going to remember to sub you out in this formation, this special teams kick return squad, because I don't want you getting hurt when you're my top cornerback. Ricky Williams to the left side, and he's going to pick up a nice gain. Dan Morgan from the University of Miami. 9.5 sacks his career. A bunch of tackles and a tackle right there on Williams. We're going to find Javon Walker, and that pass is caught. He gets brought down by Morgan, and Walker with a first down there. Just 27 receptions so far this season. Going to give the ball to Ricky Williams, who fumbled on our last possession. Hangs on to the ball there for a gain of 3. Coming out with that 23 personnel. 2 backs, 3 tight ends. And we gain maybe a yard. And now it's 3rd down. Can we connect the dots? Willie Neal's like, we're not connecting nothing. I'm going to use my feet and pick up the first down. He does just that. And that's going to keep our drive alive. Now we go to the left side. We throw a bullet to Javon Walker. And Walker's going to give us a fresh set of downs. So we run the ball with Willie Neal. This time he sets his feet, throws an accurate pass, and that's going to get us deeper into Carolina territory as we creep on field goal range. Now we're going to run the ball with Williams, and he's loose. Williams to the 20, caught from behind as he gets to that Carolina 19-yard line. A big run there. Sets up his blocks perfectly. Got around Peppers, who got a little bit too far upfield. And that's going to result in a nice play to end the first quarter of play. We find ourselves down by 7. So second quarter action now from the gun. Willie Neal has it. Throws it to the end zone. Caught by Walker. And he's going to cross the goal line for the Packers' first points of the contest. A beautiful pass by Willie Neal. And I mean, he has looked good in Favre's absence. And I was worried about him over Tim Couch. We did sign Tim Couch again in the offseason, as now you got Smith to the 30, Smith to the 40, crosses midfield, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and finally forced out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. So we know that Carolina is fighting for their playoff lives. They sit 3rd right now in the South. They're going to run the ball with Foster. We're there to stop him. Now, Tim Couch is 76 overall. Willie Neal is just 71, but he is a rookie. So to be 71 as a rookie, that's pretty darn good in this game. That pass going to be caught, and that's going to be a first down for the Carolina Panthers. Now they're going to run the ball, and there goes Foster. And Foster going to get popped by McKenzie, and that's going to be just a gain of 3. 7 rushes for 24 yards. Does have that touchdown, but we've done a pretty good job keeping Foster in check. They fire it. That pass will be tipped away. It's going to fall to the grass. And now Delhomme is looking at 3rd down and 7. They call a pass play. And it's going to be off of the hands of Foster. He was not going to have enough for a first down. They got to send out Casey. And the kick by Casey is right down the middle. So 10-7 is the score. McKenzie from inside his own 5. Up to the 15. Up to the 20. And brought down at the Green Bay 21-yard line. I formation, get the ball to Williams. Again and again he coughs it up. This time Dan Morgan forces the fumble. And Jenkins is there for the recovery. So Witherspoon with a forced fumble. Now Morgan with a forced fumble. And nobody wants to be around Ricky Williams on the sideline. That pass going to be caught. And that's going to take the Panthers down to the 1-yard line. Hill has had himself a crazy first half. 1st and goal. Delhomme fires it. It's tipped away by Carroll. I've started him. I put Al Harris in the slot. I think Carroll gives us a better corner on the opposite side of McKenzie as Foster crosses the goal line. And the Carolina Panthers have taken a 2-possession lead, 2 touchdowns by the UCLA Bruins. And now we have to try to come back down by 10. Davenport up to the 15, up to the 20, punishes a defender, and finally gets brought down at the 23-yard line. And yeah, it's all love on the phones today for Deshaun Foster. We're going to run the ball with Williams, and Williams is hanging on to the ball, Petey, and he does just that for a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6, going to run the ball with Davenport, and he's going to pick up a couple, maybe just one, brought down by Wallace. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 5. Can we convert here? Out of the single back formation, looking downfield, and we tried to scramble, but they send Gamble on a delayed blitz, and that's going to bring down the quarterback, and we got to punt this one away. So it's going to be Ricky Manning from his own 40 up to the 50, gets through the traffic, turns on the Jets, and he's going to chuck up the deuces as he waves bye-bye. 23-7. I wasn't expecting the original gameplay to happen. I wasn't expecting this the second time around, but Ricky Manning going to take a punt to the crib on about a 63-yard return. I don't know how he got through right there, but he did, and the rest is history. Now, the best thing for us is we get the ball first to start the second half. So if we can score anything on this drive, that'll be phenomenal. But we will really want a touchdown. With 2:17 left in the first half. Neal steps up. Neal lets it fly, and he's going to overshoot his target as he was trying to connect the dots with Walker. So let's go back to the ground. Decent blocking, and a nice run right there by Williams. So not a bad carry there. It's been a tough season for him. We signed him to a 2-year deal. He was a free agent. And I mean, hey, maybe it should have just been a 1-year deal at this rate. We're going to pass that one to Javon Walker, who makes the catch this time, and he has been our #1 receiver, especially with Nunez not playing. Now we throw the ball to Driver, and he's unable to hang on to that pass. 2nd down and 10. Play fake, looking downfield, and that pass caught by Walker, and that will result in a 1st down. Move those chains. Single back look. Looking right is Willie. Now he's going to throw it, and Willie Neal's pass is off of the hands of Martin. Tight coverage, but the ball did get to him. 2nd down and 10. We're going to run the ball right up the gut, north and south. Get Davenport another carry. He's going to pick up 6. We're going to roll left, and Neal's is going to keep rolling. Rolling turns into running, and he's going to run his way for a 1st down at around the Carolina 21-yard line. Going to go back to the air. Willie Neal lets it fly, looking for Martin again, and this time he makes the catch. They throw it up to him, and the big tight end using his height over Ricky Manning to get to the football first, and then he walks across the goal line in his Jordans. So the kickoff is going to go to Stephen Davis. I apologize if I called him Smith earlier on. I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes I just get names mixed up. But Stephen Davis, that's who that is. Had a great kick return in the first quarter. That's a pretty good kick return there. 2nd down and 10. Foster goes nowhere. Draw play to Foster, and that's basically going to end the first half of play as Hannibal's going to wrap him up, and that will do it for the first half. So the Carolina Panthers, they jumped on top of us. They kind of punched us in our face a little bit, but we do get off of the mat to throw some more punches back their way, and we have made it just a 10-point deficit that we have to try to climb out of. Again, our defense playing pretty well versus the Panthers, but they've had short fields, 2 fumbles, and then had a punt return to the crib, so their offensive numbers are not going to look that good, but they've been able to move the ball pretty well. Their first drive, though, ended with the interception. Roman, he did his thing. And then we will run the ball and cough it up. So we turn it over after they turn it over, and our turnover is going to put them in position to score, as they would score the first points of the ball game with this toss play to Foster, runs into his own man, then runs out of the arms of Hannibal for the first touchdown of the ball game. We will drive down the field, though, and we will connect the dots to Javon Walker, and that pass would tie this football game up at 7 apiece. But then the Panthers would drive down. We would stop their drive, but they were in field goal range, so the kick by Casey up and good, and Casey is a perfect 1 of 1 so far today. We trust Ricky Williams, but it's hard to after 2 fumbles in the first half. He fumbles the ball there, and again, the Carolina Panthers have a short field. After a pass to Hill, they will run the ball to Deshaun Foster with Deshaun Foster, and Deshaun Foster will get into the end zone. So a touchdown there for Carolina. Then we'll be forced to punt, and then Ricky Manning is going to put everybody on notice that he is a great punt returner. I mean, who knew? Not Ricky Williams, but Ricky Manning to the crib. Touchdown, Carolina Panthers. So at this moment in time, we're down 17 points, but Willie Neal with the golden right arm fires it to Martin, crosses the goal line, touchdown, Green Bay Packers. And now it's 24-14 headed to the second half. Your primetime hero for the first half is Deshaun Foster, 10 carries, 25 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So like I said, we do get the ball first to start the second half of play. We got to do something with it. Got to score something. A touchdown's better than a field goal, but a field goal is better than nothing. Fumble, touchdown, fumble, punt, touchdown. Those are our 5 drives during the first half of play. Now we run the ball with Williams. Just hang on to the ball. He does that. Brought down by Morgan. Gain of 2. I feel like that's more than a 2-yard gain there, but I'm not going to waste a challenge on just a 2, maybe 3-yard gain. Right there, I did not mean to slide down. I wanted to throw the ball to X, but I forgot to let go of the trigger, and I slid, and there you go. Now we're going to fire this one deep. It's tipped away, and that's how you go 3 and out after having some momentum going into the halftime break, and then allowing the Panthers to snatch all the momentum back. Ricky Manning, another good punt return as he takes it to the Green Bay 40-yard line, brought down by Chapman. So 1st and 10. That pass tipped away. A sea of Packers there. I don't know what the loan was looking at, but it was nothing good as that pass falls incomplete. And I didn't show it, but Sharper got hurt again this game, so West is now in the ball game at strong safety. Looking downfield, that pass tipped away. That was Carroll who got a hand on it. And now it's 3rd down and 10. They split everybody out. DeLome fires it underneath. It's caught. And Steve Smith is not going to get to the 1st down marker. They're going to have to settle for a field goal try, and the kick is up and good. So now the Carolina Panthers are up by 13, but that is a win for us. Giving up a short field and holding to a field goal is still just a 2-possession game. We're going to run the ball, and that's going to be a gain of 6 right there. 2nd down and 4. Looking downfield is Neal, and Neal's going to get popped first by Payne, then by Wallace. And I mean, it is just a rough afternoon here. As a matter of fact, it wasn't Wallace, it was Peppers from the other side. Wallace was in the animation for the celebration, but it was Peppers that got to him as well. We fire it, and that pass is broken up, and yeah, it's a rough day. It's a rough day for Neal. And then right here, I'm the goose. I just let him go right around me. That's horrible, and yet again, they're inside our territory. That pass tipped away, falls incomplete. Defense, I'm begging for a stop. You've done enough. I need a little bit more. That pass nearly intercepted. You make that catch, things change. DeLome steps up, fires it, caught by Steve Smith, and that's why we need y'all to catch the passes for interceptions. Do you feel me? They're going to run the ball. And Foster brought down. It looked to be a face mask. If it is, it's probably a personal foul.
Face mask, number 37.
Yep, and it is, so automatic 1st down is now they're inside the 10. They can still get a 1st down without getting a touchdown, and right there the pass is incomplete. Matter of fact, they said 2nd and goal, so no 1st down for y'all. Y'all got to get a touchdown, and that's what they do. They're going to find Colbert, the USC Trojan, on a perfect pass by Jake DeLome, and all is right for the Carolina Panthers. If they keep this up, they will be above 500. But hopefully we have a comeback in us as McKenzie gets popped at the 22-yard line. And we take over down by 20. 2:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. When firing it, it's tipped away again. Dan Morgan gets a paw on that football. 2nd down and 10. Rolling right, throwing it. That pass caught by Walker. And that's a chain mover for the Green Bay Packers. Beautiful pass. And Walker has been the go-to guy today. Haven't really thrown the ball that much to Bubba Franks. We're going to roll out. Looking downfield, we fire it. Caught by Javon Walker, making that 84 look very, very well on his back. Although we know that belongs to Sterling Sharp. That pass caught by Driver. And Driver gets popped as he comes across the middle. Hangs on to the ball for a 1st down. But he's slow to get up. So when it rains, it pours, and it's been pouring on the Green Bay Packers all game long. 1st and 10 over the middle. We find Walker again, brought down at the goal line. 1st and goal. We're going to run the ball here with Ricky, and Ricky Williams is going to find the end zone. 34-20 is the score. Tackle on the PAT, and it's 34-21. So we're back down by 13 as this goes to McIntyre. McIntyre to the 20 and forced out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 55 seconds on the clock. So still plenty of time to get back into this one, but we got to get a stop on defense. They run the ball, and Hannibal and Barnett are there for the stop after a 2-yard pickup. 2nd down and 8. They're going to run the ball here, and there goes Foster for a gain of 2 yards. And now it's going to be 3rd and 6. DeLone fires, and it gets to Steve Smith, who makes the catch. 1st down, Carolina, the end of the 3rd quarter of play. And I don't know how that pass got to Steve Smith, but it did. And their drive shall continue. Here in the 4th quarter, DeLone goes back to the air. Going to find Hill again. And Hill makes another catch. And DeLone, pretty good numbers this season. 15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, completing 60% of his passes. They run the ball. Foster takes 2 Packers defenders to bring him down, but they do. But after he picks up a 1st down, they run the ball again. And we're there for the stop with Strickland and Hannibal. 2nd down and 10 as the time slowly ticks away. They throw it over the middle, tight coverage, and an incompletion. So 3rd down and 10, 22 personnel. They're going to run the ball to keep that clock moving. And can Foster pick up a 1st down? Not quite, but maybe it'll be an easier field goal for Casey. And the answer to that is no. He misses it for the first time today, so the score remains a 34-21 ball game. So from our own 34, we're going to step up, and Neal gets chased down from behind by one of the most athletic men in NFL history, Julius Peppers. Going to fire it to the left side, and then, we get popped, and that's not fun. And now it's 3rd and 2. Looking downfield, firing to the flat, caught by Willie Henderson, and Henderson will pick up Packers' 1st down. Can we keep the drive going? Looking downfield, over the middle, we find Bubba Franks. I believe that's his 1st catch today. And that will give us a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield, stepping up in the pocket, and then getting smacked is Big Willie. 2nd down and 14. Looking downfield, that pass dropped. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 14 as Martin can't secure that catch. We throw it over the middle to Franks. A big hit knocks that pass loose. That's Tillman with the hit, doing a little dance. And now it's 4th and 14. Can we convert here? Looking downfield, under some pressure, we fire it, and that pass hits the grass. Tillman able to get the hit on the receiver, and that right there is going to bring our drive to an end. So still down by 13. They're going to run the ball. Foster, nice run there. Mark Roman with a big hit. And it's 2nd down and 5. Toss play down to Foster. Gets away from West, who's in for the injured Sharper, it was his 1st game back. He gets hurt again, and it hurts us because West can bring down Foster, who races to the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Yeah, Neal can't believe it. I can't believe it neither. We can't stop this team, and we are about to lose. For the 3rd time on the road, but that's okay. All of our losses have come on the road. Eventually, though, if we want to be a top seed, we got to win some of these road games. And it might be easier said than done with so many important pieces on the injured list. So we're going to run the ball with Williams, and he's able to pick up just 1 yard. Minute 40 on the clock. We're going to go to the air now. And no, we're not. We're going to keep it on the ground. And this time, Willie Neal's going to pick up a 1st down and step out of bounds. Move those chains. 1st down and 10. We're going to go with the fake reverse. And then I don't know where to go with the football. And we get brought down. And that is Wallace with the sack there. 2nd down and 17. Stepping up in the pocket. And we run out of time. And there goes Payne, delivering the Payne for the 2nd time today with his 2nd sack. 3rd down and 18. Willie Neal steps up, gets hit, and the pass goes to the grass. Last chance to dance. 4th and 18, throwing it to Walker. Is broken up, and that is going to do it. The Carolina Panthers, they win 41-21, and I ain't going to lie. When that happened, I was like, well, what a change of pace to the first time around. Not just losing, but losing the way that we did. Now, we had 2 turnovers in the last game. It was 2 picks. This time it was 2 fumbles. The second half was very, very slow for us, only scoring 7 points. And in the original gameplay, we scored no points in the second half. But the Panthers, they took us out to the shed, and they handled business, to say the least. They opened up the scoring in the second half with a field goal. Then the Lone would drive them down, throw it to the back of the end zone, caught by Colbert, and that would be a touchdown for them. So they've already put up 10 points in this second half. We will try to do something as we find Javon Walker there. But Carolina will get the ball back, and DeLone would do some other good things there as he finds Hill again. I believe that would set up another field goal. And then we will get the ball back, and we were going to find Bubba Franks. And Bubba Franks will put us, I believe, in position to score on that drive. And then there goes Foster, breaking tackles and breaking hearts as he races down that right sideline, and there's not a Packer that's going to catch him, to say the least. We will get the ball back, and we wouldn't do too much with it. We did have this nice scramble. We did a couple of good passes, but ultimately the drive would end with nothing going our way. So your player of the game, Boomer's player of the game is no other than Deshaun Foster. He was the primetime hero of the first half, and now he's Boomer's player of the game. 18 carries, $113, and 3 touchdowns. We lose that again on the road. Hopefully we can change that. Hopefully we can get some of our star players back and get this ship going back in the right direction. But that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do hope that the rest of the day is the best today. Too many game, my friends. Peace, love. Hot sauce.